This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on the State. And on this day, December 15th, 1992, Arthur Ashe was named Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year with an iconic cover that you see in the picture if you're watching this instead of the audio version. Anyhow, Arthur Ashe was this legendary tennis player who broke down barriers by becoming the first black male to win Wimbledon in 1975, beating his good friend Jimmy Connors in the final, and actually being very good at tennis, winning some U.S. Opens and all that. So there are many reasons why people become Sports People of the Year. Like, they win a championship, they do humanitarian work. Well, Arthur Ashe landed in that second category, as he was a huge one. So he was big for the African American community with sports, not just tennis, but with sports in general. There was a main reason why Arthur Ashe was named Sports Person of the Year, because he came out because he was HIV positive. Now, his journey to being HIV positive was huge. When he was holding a tennis clinic in 1979 in New York, he had a heart attack, and he had the hereditary aspect of heart disease. So they found out that one of Ashe's arteries was completely closed. Another was 95% closed, and a third was closed 50%. So he went under a quadruple bypass operation. And it looked like he was doing all that. And he almost went back to pro tennis, but he had chest pains while running. And so he went back to New York City to be close to his cardiologist, surgeon, and top-class medical facilities. Excuse me. In 1983, he underwent a second round of heart surgery to correct the bypass surgery, and he became national campaign chairman for the American Heart Association. After that, years later, he would be hospitalized after having paralysis in his right arm and undergoing brain surgery and a number of tests. He had a parasitic disease called toxoplasmosis, which is commonly found in people infected with HIV, and he was revealed to be HIV positive. Now, despite the stigma of HIV positive people, getting the disease based off of being gay or having unprotected sex and all that, the 1980s style, it wasn't. Another way to be HIV positive is getting the virus through blood transfusions, because, he had a heart surgery, he had to have blood transfusions. So he contracted it secondhand through the blood transfusions, because this was proven, because when the Golden Girls did the episode that Rose was facing an HIV test, because she had got some blood, and they sent her a letter saying that it may have been hit with HIV. But regardless, Ashe and his wife decided to keep his illness private for the sake of their daughter. After a mild heart attack in September 92, Arthur Ashe had to come out publicly about his illness and announce he had contracted HIV and all that. He felt relieved he excuse me, he no longer had to lie about his illness. After the announcement, many readers called or wrote letters to USA Today criticizing the choice to run the story about Ashe that forced him to publicize his illness, because USA Today had a story out about his illness and Ashe had to come out publicly. But the fact that Arthur Ashe came out being HIV positive and saying that he got it through blood transfusions and all that was huge. I mean, Magic Johnson the previous year came out as being HIV positive. So the question on everyone's lips would be if Ashe could do the same thing. Unfortunately, though, Ashe would pass away February 6, 1993, from AIDS-related pneumonia at age 49. And it was just huge and all that. Then Arthur Ashe had HIV. He was named Sportsperson of the Year because he came out with it and told his story, and then he died a few months later. It was huge and all that. Arthur Ashe actually is the only black man to win the singles title at either at Wimbledon, US, or the Australian Open. And one of only two men of black African ancestry to win any Grand Slam singles title, as Yannick Noah won the French Open in 1983. But yeah, he was just lucrative and all that. He won US Open in 1968, won 1970 US Open against Dick Crayley. US Open against Tom Ocker. And in 1975, he won Wimbledon against Jimmy Connors. So he won 3 Grand Slam singles titles. But he captured the imagination of a lot of people by being Sportsperson of the Year, coming out with being HIV positive and saying that, HIV can be contracted through blood transfusions and all that. And he was just an icon for America at the time. Anyway, I'm Jeff Down, and I do